Radio Raheem here with Amir, Mansour. You have a big challenge in front of you Saturday night. You've got Dominic, Breazeale. Obviously, he's one of these heavyweights that feel like he's on the way up. They're trying to groom him to be in the conversation. What's your plan to stop his rise?
To win the fight, period. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't feeding into, he Olympian and all that mess, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't fought anybody that's a real challenge that was a real challenge to me. He hasn't really beat anybody. I think that he really lost against Kassi, so he's been skating for quite some time, and Saturday he's not going to be allowed to skate.
What skill set do you bring to the ring that he hasn't seen before?
Power, speed, pressing him, standing right there with him if he decides he can exchange with me, walking him down. He haven't faced that. The best competition he ever fought was against Kassi, and honestly, we all know that he didn't win that fight. Worst case scenario, a draw.
When you look at a fighter like this in a situation like this, sometimes fighters are worried about what happens when they go to the scorecards. Everybody loves to see a heavyweight knockout. That's no secret. But do you feel like in a fight like this, a knockout is necessary to ensure the victory?
Well, sometimes a knockout is always necessary in order to get the victory, depending on who's judging ringside, And that's just the sad part about this sport. It's one of the very sad parts about this sport, that you can actually sit and tell a guy, you got to knock this guy out. And it seems like it's an axiom. It goes without saying, or it's okay. Imagine your favorite football team in the Super Bowl and they win the game by 1 point, and some judge comes in and say no and takes it away from them. How can we deal with that? But in boxing, it's just okay, and that's a sad thing, man. That's a sad thing.
A lot of people know Dominic Breazeale's story because he was an Olympian. He's been signed by a major manager this whole time, been on big cards, but they don't know you as well. Can you tell them your story and how you got to this point?
Oh man, just winning fights, man, knocking a lot of guys out. We've all had stumbles and falls in our life, trials and tribulations. I've gone through some trials and tribulations, but one thing about me is that I'm a real fighter. I'm a true fighter, and I love the sport of boxing, and I know how to dedicate myself to things that I set my sights on, and that's what I've been doing, man, and now I'm here.
Well, good luck Saturday night. Radio Raheem with Amir, Mansour.